Hello, everyone. Welcome back for another video. I hope everyone's having a great day. Before watching the video, please subscribe and like it. The holiday season usually finds Todd Chrisley front and centered with his signature charm, witty clapbacks, and enough sparkle to rival a Christmas tree. But this past Christmas, fans noticed something was off. The usually vocal and visible star of Chrisley Knows Best stayed unusually quiet. No sassy video clips, no festive family photos, and no over-the-top holiday declarations. Now, months later, Todd is finally shedding light on why his Christmas spirit was dimmed, and it's not what anyone expected. From behind the scenes of what looked like silence, Todd Chrisley was walking through a deeply personal journey, one that shifted his focus inward. In a recent heartfelt post, Todd opened up with surprising vulnerability. It wasn't about the glitter or gifts this year, he explained. It was about growth. It was about reflection. And most importantly, it was about transformation. The reality star, known for his bold personality and razor-sharp one-liners, spoke about surrendering to something bigger than himself. Though he didn't spell everything out, his message resonated with a quieter strength. He hinted at the emotional weight he's carried, legal battles, separation from his family, and the pressure of public judgment. But through it all, Todd said he found peace not in speaking louder, but in learning to listen. "I've always been the voice in the room," he shared. "But this Christmas, I let stillness do the talking." The shift didn't go unnoticed by his loyal followers. Some worried, others speculated. But now, many are offering support, praising the star for stepping into a season of stillness and showing a side of himself rarely seen in the spotlight. For a man whose identity is often tied to extravagance and humor, revealing his quiet side made a powerful statement. Sources close to the family say that Todd spent most of the holidays in deep reflection, keeping close to spiritual readings and connecting with his inner peace. There were no flashy celebrations, just moments of solitude. That's a far cry from the usual Chrisley-style celebrations, where no tree is ever too tall and no decoration ever too much. What's clear is that this wasn't about defeat. If anything, it marked a turning point. Todd called it a spiritual journey and alluded to big changes in how he sees the world. Though he's still navigating challenges, he hinted that the silence helped him make peace with parts of himself that had long gone ignored. Fans are now wondering what this new version of Todd will look like when he returns to the public eye in full force. One thing's for sure, this Christmas may have been quiet, but it spoke volumes. And while Todd Chrisley may have stepped away from the spotlight for a moment, his story is far from over. In fact, it might just be getting started. Todd Chrisley changed Thanksgiving plans, then went quiet at Christmas. Fans left wondering why. Todd Chrisley has never been one to keep things low-key, especially when it comes to the holidays. Whether it's a Thanksgiving feast fit for royalty or a Christmas celebration bursting with sparkle, the Chrisley Knows Best patriarch typically pulls out all the stops. But this past season was different. Fans noticed a sudden shift in his usual festive spirit. First, he altered his Thanksgiving plans at the last minute. Then came Christmas, and with it, an uncharacteristic silence that left many wondering what was really going on behind the scenes. In November, just when followers expected another picture-perfect holiday table and maybe a cheeky toast or two, Todd surprised everyone by canceling what insiders say was a lavish family gathering. No clear reason was offered publicly, and while a few cryptic social media posts hinted at reflection and change, there were no full explanations. It was a sharp departure from the over-the-top Turkey Day moments viewers had come to expect. But while fans were still digesting the unexpected Thanksgiving switch-up, Christmas arrived. And Todd vanished entirely from the public eye. No videos, no family photos, no signature sarcastic holiday messages. The man known for always having something to say went completely quiet. Now, sources close to the family suggest that Todd may have been taking a step back for personal and spiritual reasons. This holiday season, they say, wasn't about decorating trees or carving turkeys. It was about healing. It was about choosing solitude over celebration and reflection over routine. For someone whose life has played out so loudly in front of cameras, the silence said more than words ever could. This isn't to say Todd was alone. Rumors suggest he remained in close contact with a few family members, but the gatherings were intimate, low-profile, and deeply personal. A far cry from the reality TV-worthy parties fans are used to. Those who know him best say he's been reevaluating priorities, reconnecting with faith, and trying to find peace in a season that once was defined by performance and pressure. Some fans expressed concern about the sudden change. Others applauded him for taking space to breathe and rebuild. Either way, Todd's decision to step back from the usual holiday spectacle seems to reflect a man evolving, one whose journey may no longer be centered around spotlight and spectacle, but rather around something deeper, quieter, and more meaningful. As the new year unfolds, followers are keeping a close eye on what Todd does next. While he hasn't made any grand announcements or dramatic returns, his silence might just be the most powerful statement he's made yet. For a man used to leading the conversation, this break from tradition hints at transformation. And if history tells us anything about Todd Chrisley, it's that the next chapter will be anything but ordinary. Todd Chrisley's Christmas Eve post took a dark turn, but a new journey follows. Todd Chrisley is no stranger to making headlines, especially when it comes to the holidays. Known for his lavish Christmas traditions and bold online presence, fans were surprised this past Christmas Eve when the reality star broke his silence with a post that felt far from merry. Instead of the usual sparkle and sass, Todd's message came across somber, almost a little bitter. It left many followers unsettled. But just as quickly, it became clear that something deeper was happening beneath the surface. And it wasn't the end of his story. It was the beginning of a new chapter. His Christmas Eve message didn't include a festive selfie or glowing tree lights. Instead, Todd's tone was sharp, with an edge of pain and disillusionment. He didn't point fingers directly, but the message carried weight. He alluded to betrayal, disappointment, and the kind of heartbreak that doesn't come wrapped in ribbons. For someone who's always been the strong voice in the room, the post struck a raw and vulnerable chord. Some fans were quick to comment, concerned about his state of mind. Others speculated that the weight of legal troubles, family stress, and time away from loved ones had finally cracked the surface. The man known for keeping control of his narrative seemed to be letting go of that tight grip, even if only for a moment. But what followed after that post was even more surprising. Todd didn't delete it or backpedal. Instead, in the days that followed, his message began to evolve. He spoke about pain, yes, but also about acceptance. He hinted at a new journey that wasn't about running from the past but walking through it with a different mindset. This wasn't a man collapsing under pressure. It was a man reshaping himself in the aftermath. He didn't offer every detail, but the shift was unmistakable. Todd began sharing softer reflections, ones that suggested healing rather than hurt. He talked about peace, surrender, and letting go of people and things that no longer served his life. The Chrisley fans weren't the loudest guy in the room anymore. He was someone learning to find strength in stillness, truth in silence. The reaction from fans was mixed, some still heartbroken over the sadness in his holiday message, others hopeful about what this new journey might bring. Either way, it's clear Todd Chrisley is moving through a transformation that goes far beyond fame or holiday traditions. Christmas Eve may have brought out some darkness, but from that space, Todd seems to be forging a brighter path. This isn't about being the center of attention anymore. It's about rebuilding, redefining, and maybe finally discovering who he is when the cameras stop rolling and the lights dim. Whatever's ahead, it's no longer just about the show, it's about the soul. Chrisley knows best fans rally behind Todd Chrisley. Show love for his latest picture. Todd Chrisley has always been a figure who inspires strong reactions. Whether it's laughter, drama, or heartfelt moments, the reality TV star rarely goes unnoticed. But recently, amid a season of challenges and changes, something remarkable has happened. Chrisley knows best fans are coming together in a powerful show of support for Todd. sparked by a single picture he shared that has captured hearts across social media. Todd's latest post wasn't flashy or over the top, but it carried a warmth and authenticity that resonated deeply with his audience. The picture showed Todd in a rare quiet moment, a genuine smile softening his usually sharp edges, and fans couldn't get enough. For many, it felt like seeing a new side of the Chrisley patriarch, a man who's been through storms but still stands strong, grounded, and